So, Masa, let's start. I make just a quick introduction. Hallo zusammen und guten Morgen. Mein Name ist Ahlam Simmer. Ich arbeite bei STR Destination Handling und wir repräsentieren über 35 Incoming-Agenturen auf den deutschen, österreichischen und Schweizer Markt. Im Portfolio haben wir somit mehr als 80 Destinationen und eine Destination ist der schöne Iran mit unserer Agentur RAD Travel. Und ich freue mich, dass meine Kollegen aus dem Iran, die Masa, heute uns eines ihrer Zubucherreisen vorstellt. Und zwar eine der schon seit 2, 3 Jahren im Portfolio ist und der einen sehr guten Eindruck über die einzelnen Highlights bietet. Und Masa wird Ihnen das einmal vorstellen. Und die Zubuchertour nennt sich Treasure of Desert, Schatz der Wüste. Somit übergebe ich an Masa. Sollten Sie Fragen haben, können Sie gerne die Chatbox nutzen. Masa, so it's your turn.
Thank you, dear Ahlam. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well and safe. This is Mahsa, and I'm the incoming tour manager in RAD Travel company. We really hope that the tourism industry will be better very soon, and then we'll be back to the normal days very soon. Here we are today with the second part of RAD Travel, E-xploring Iran, and then we are going to talk about one of our SIC departures. We'll start it and go to the slides. Okay, just a brief description about RAD Travel. We have more than 160 active partners, including tour operators and tourism companies all over the world. We are the exhibitor in most important international tourism exhibitions, ITB Berlin and TTG Italy. We have the collaboration with a network of most experienced and professional tour guides, and we have modern and comfortable transport fleets. The services that you can ask about in RAD Travel are the round trips. We have different kind of round trips that I'm going to give them. I'm going to get a detailed one in the next slide. We have any kind of accommodation type, different kind of hotel, different kinds of homestays or traditional houses. We have the transportation, different kind of vehicles. The capacity of them is from 2 people to 40 buses, sedans or the vans. And then we have different speaking tour guides, different languages speaking tour guides, English tour guides, German tour guides, Italian tour guides, different kind of languages. And then we are ready to help you with the visa process to get to Iran. The touristic visa to get to Iran. Okay, here we have 5, we are going to introduce you 5 types of round trips that we have. We have the SIC departures. We will go into the detail of that in the next slides. Then we have the FIT tours. We are ready to plan any kind of FIT tours that you are asked for. The group tours, the tailor-made programs, and the miles and incentives. These are the round trips that you can ask from RAD Travel, and we will be ready to give you the explanation and detailed program of each of them. Each year, we are going to publish our SIC departures. Here, you can see the list of the SIC departures that we have and some of the pictures. We have 2 main SIC departures, Iran Treasures of Desert, which is a 12 days program. We have Magnificent Iran, which is a 9 days program. The other 2 programs that we have I'm going to explain it, are about the festivities in Iran. As you know, we have lots of festivities, but the 2 important ones that we thought that maybe they are very interesting for the tourists are the morning festivals in Ashura and in Muharram time, and the next one is the Nowruz one, our New Year. So we have also two departures. Is for Ashura morning festival, and the other one is for Nowruz. For the people who would like to travel to Iran and see more of the country, we have planned also two tours, pre-tours and two pre-tours. One of them is a pre-tour to Gesh Island, which is in south of Iran, and the other one is to the extension to the Caspian Sea, which is in north of Iran. Both of them 5 days there. You could take these tours before the one of the SIC tours or any kind of tours that you want. Okay, today we are going to talk about Iran Treasures of the first SIC tour, I mean the longer one. So it will be just a quick information about that. The duration will be 12 days and 11 nights. You will arrive from Tehran. I mean, the clients will arrive from Tehran and depart from Shiraz. These SIC departures are in form of German-speaking. I mean, the tour guide, it will be run through the German-speaking tour guides. The cities that you are going to visit is Tehran, of course, and from Tehran to Isfahan, you will visit Kashan. Then from Isfahan, you will be headed to Yazd. So you will also visit this Yazd city. And then from Yazd, you will go to the Kerman, where the highlight of this tour is there. And then from Kerman, you will be back to Shiraz, and the departure will be from Shiraz. But also it will be possible for us to provide you with a domestic flight. So from Shiraz, you could have the domestic flight Tehran, and then depart also from Tehran. It depends on the international flight that you have. Okay, I have categorized these SIC departures into some groups, some categories, some steps. The processes will be, the first one will be the booking orders. So we're going to talk about how this booking order will take place. We are going to talk about the services. We are going to talk about the accommodations. I will explain also the special activities in this tour. And then at last, we will go day by day to the detailed itinerary that the clients will visit here. Okay. Once we have received the booking order, we will check the flight schedule and revert back to you with the primary confirmation letter. Before this step, I have to mention the point that every year our SIC departures will be published and will be distributed among our partners all over the German Language Society. And then once you have the booking orders, you will just drop us an email, and then we will receive the booking order, checking the flight details to see if it is matched the itinerary or not. And then the primary confirmation letter will be made and will be handed to the, will be sent you through the email. The next step we have is to collect the documents for the entry visa. The documents for the entry visa will be the passport copy of the clients, the photo of the clients, and the visa form to be filled. Of course, all of these points have been mentioned in the previous webinar, but just to sum them up, I will explain them again. The passport copy should be colored and high quality, also the photo, and the visa form should be completely filled so that we know some questions. We have some questions in the visa form that should be answered, whether you have whether you have traveled to Israel or not, whether you have the Israel stamp on the passport or not. These will make sense. So after we have received the documents for the visa, we will give them to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We're receiving the visa code and then the visa confirmation code. And the final confirmation letter will be sent to the tour operator or travel the email. The last part would be the financial process, which is the invoice of payment and copy of the money transfer. Then, if your clients will need any kind of special treatment, for example, they are vegan, they have special treatment of the food or any kind of accommodation, any type of accommodation they need, just let us know and then we'll make everything ready for them. Just to give you a hint is that the minimum packs in our SIC departures are 2 packs. So the departure will be confirmed via 2 packs, in 2 packs. And then the maximum will be 20 packs. So 2 to 20 packs, minimum 2 packs, maximum 20 packs. The next. Okay, the services we have. Accommodations. We have 11 nights of accommodation in mixed 4-star and 5-star hotels. In the next slide, I'm going to talk about, the name of the accommodation types, the hotels that we have. But this tour is based on mixed 4-star and 5-star hotels. We have the local transfer, private car or coach throughout the whole itinerary according to the schedule and number of confirmed passengers. For 2 packs, we usually use the vans and the sedans. And as the number of the packs get higher, definitely the vehicle will get bigger with more capacity. We have also the airport transfer, private transfer, airport to the hotel and hotel to the airport. Just here, I just want to mention something, and this is the case that, since this is the SIC departures, and it may happen that not all of the group or all of the passengers in one tour have the same flight schedule. So what we do is that we will arrange the private transfer for the ones who have the same flight schedule. After the boarding formalities, someone will step back, will stand on the gate with the name of the clients, with a sign with the name of the clients on that, and then they will the clients could recognize their transfer, and then they will be headed to the hotel. The treatment in this tour is bed with breakfast, no lunch, no dinner is included. Then we will give the clients 2 boxes of drinking water per day, per packs. And then we have also the 4x4 cars to go deep into the desert. This is included in the itinerary. And then also we have 1 dinner with local family as the special activity. As for the guide, it is German-speaking local tour guide throughout the whole itinerary. They will meet the guide the day 1 or even the transfer in the arrival, and then till the departure, the same German-speaking local tour guide will accompany them. Visa appropriation is included also, and the fees to the sightseeing, the entrance fees to the sightseeing in the program is also included. As for the not included services, we have tips for the guide and driver not included. We have the international flights not included. We have all personal expenses, laundry, long distance calls and tips not included. And the visa fee is also not included. The domestic flight is also not included. If somebody asks for that, we will add it. We add a supplement. Okay, regarding the hotels, we have 3 first cities as the 4-star. The accommodation will be 4-star, and the 2 last one will be the 5-star. In Tehran, we are working with Ferdowsi Hotel, Asara Hotel, Parsiana Kosar Hotel, or similar. These 3 hotels are the ones that we usually use it as are very good 4-star hotels, and the feedbacks for that was especially good. We do not have negative feedback regarding these hotels. In Isfahan, we also offer you 4-star hotels. We have Piruzi Hotel, Khaju Hotel, or Safir Hotel. All of them are centrally located, very clean, and again, was quite well. In Yazd, we have also 4-star hotels. We have Mushir al-Mamalek Hotel, we have Agha Jadid Hotel, and we have Fahadon Hotel. Moshir al-Mamalek, as you know, is the Moshir Garden. I mean, we can also substitute it as Moshir Garden Hotel. It is in a garden, which there is a hotel, very nice one, it is quite nice. And I have to say that in Yazd, we have four-star top. So Moshir al-Mamalek Hotel is a four-star top hotel because, we can call it a superior hotels because in Yazd, till now, we do not have any five-star one. You cannot see the stars of in any of the hotels, but they are four-star top hotels or to be considered as the superior ones. In Kerman, we have only one option. Kerman Pars Hotel will be available for the clients. And in Shiraz, we have Zandia Hotel, Shiraz Grand Hotel, or Chamran Hotel. We mostly work with Shiraz Grand Hotel, but the others one will be also the options. In each departure, we have blocked from very well in advance, something like 10 rooms in each hotels, and then we will then, based on the request of the clients, we will just release the extra rooms 45 days before the arrival. I would like to talk about also the cancellation policy here, because to say that, okay, 45 days before the arrival, no cancellation will be applied. And then if you have the reservation, if you have a request if you have the request until 45 days of the for the departure, you can definitely confirm it with the clients. But the request coming after 45 days, it requires for us to check the availability of the hotels and then to confirm it or not. So more than 45 days, the reservation is definitely confirmed, but less than that, we have to check the availability again. Okay, we have two special departures here. There are lots of departure dates that we have, but the two of them in which we have the special activities, and we call them the special departures, are 17th of September and 26th of October. In 17th of September, the clients will visit the Pistachio Garden in Kerman on day 7. Okay, this is the way that Kerman is very famous for its pistachios. So they will okay, these in these periods, 17th of September and onwards, there is the time for the fresh pistachios. The harvesting of fresh pistachios from the trees. So we will have the clients on one of the gardens, and then they could visit how it will take place, how they will just the pistachios from the trees, and the most interesting part is that they will taste the fresh pistachios there. On 26th of October, we have the pomegranate gardens in Yazd or in Kerman, because Yazd and Kerman are both famous for their pomegranates. Depends on the situation. We will manage to visit a garden of pomegranate or of pomegranate in Yazd or in Kerman. So because of visiting these two gardens, we make these two departures special. Okay, now let's go to the day-by-day detailed program. Day 1 is the arrival day, and it is from Tehran. The clients will have their arrival to the IK airports. They will have the boarding formalities, and then they will be guided to the visa office. So having their passport, having their visa confirmation code, and the health insurance, they will have their visa on a sheet of paper, no sticker, no stamp on the passport. We usually prepay the visa fee on behalf of the client, so there will be no need to wait in the queues of bank to pay the visa. This part is especially for the clients who would like to have the on-arrival visas. For the ones who would prefer to get their visa in their own country, in the embassy of their own country, they will not refer to the visa center. They will just show their visa, get the stamp, the entry stamp on the visa paper, and then they will pass the gate. And then outside of the gates, the guide or the assistant is waiting to welcome them, having a sign in his or her hand with the name of the client written on that. Whether it is the guide or whether it is the assistant, they will accompany them to the hotel, do the check-ins, and then the clients will be free. After getting to the hotel, they will receive a note from the hotel that it has been mentioned about the time of starting the program the day after at 9:30 or something like that. This is the departure time to go and start the visiting. Okay. The first city that they are going to visit is Tehran, of course. Before getting out, the group will get familiar with each other and also the guide. And then the Tehran city tour will include the visits of the archaeological section of the National Museum, which is a vast collection of objects from the prehistoric and historic periods. Then they are going to visit Golestan Palace Complex, which consists of a charming mirrored reception halls, galleries, and royal quarters representing the arts of 19th century Iran. We have also an optional visit here, which is the Crown Jewels Museum, and it is available only from Saturdays to Tuesdays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Crown Jewels Museum displays one of the most spectacular collections of treasures in the world. This visit will be optional, so the clients who would like to visit this, they will pay on the spot, they will pay the entrance fees, and then the guide will accompany them to the let's say Jewels Museum and the explanations and everything. Then we have Azadi Tower as a remarkable Iranian 2,500 years of empire. Okay, they will definitely they will all visit the Azadi Tower. They could take pictures of that and things like this. It especially happens in the afternoon or not evening, in the afternoon. In the morning, they will visit the archaeological section of National Museum, Golestan Palace, and then the optional visit will be during the afternoon, and after 4 o'clock, they will visit Azadi Tower. Then drive back to the hotel for overnight stay. In all of the days, if the clients would like to have the lunch or have the dinner, the guide can accompany them or suggest them the places that they could have the lunch and dinner there. If not, okay. So all of the hotels that we are working with have a very good also food, so they can use their restaurants, or if they prefer to dine in traditional restaurants or something like that, the guide will help them, suggest them the restaurant, giving them the address or things like this. Okay, the third day is the day that they will depart Tehran to Isfahan, and on the way they will stop in Kashan. They will depart early in the morning for Isfahan, and along the way they have some visits. The first visit will be the Holy Shrine of Imam Khomeini, the Mausoleum of Master of Iranian Islamic Revolution. It is, it is on the way from Tehran to Kashan, very near to the IK airport. So we have the clients who just arrived to the country, and then from IK airport to the hotel, they could see this mausoleum of Imam Khomeini, and then they will ask what it is, so that the answer will be, okay, next day the next days we are going to visit it. So it is on the way from Tehran to Kashan. Then arriving to Kashan, they have two visits. They visit a Fin Garden, which is a royal residence providing an authentic example of the Iranian garden design and architecture, which you can see the picture here. And then we have also the Tabatabai house, a fine example of 19th century traditional houses. Then they will continue driving to Isfahan, and the overnight will be in Isfahan in a 4-star hotel that I have talked about it. Okay, they are going to stay 3 nights in Isfahan. So the first night was day 3. Now they have a full day of Isfahan city tour. So the first thing that they will visit is the Nakhsh Jahan Square, which is a World Heritage Site. The center prize to the majestic collection of palaces, public mosques, madrasa and bazaar of the ambitious city planning of Shah Abbas the Great. In this big square, we have Sheikh Lutfullah Mosque, which you can see the picture here, which offers a unique experience of artistic devotion with its superb decorative elements. Then again, in front of Sheikh Lutfullah, we have Ali Gapu Palace, which is another masterpiece in the collection of 17th century monuments boasting a richly ornamented interior decoration. Then also we have the Grand Bazaar of Isfahan, which is adorning the northern side of Nakhsh Jahan Square, displaying different types of artistically created handicraft items of Isfahan. In the bazaar, you can see many things. You can see the handicrafts, you can see the sweeties, the special sweeties of Isfahan, and different kind of handicrafts. These visits will take about half of the day, and then they have a special activity that I'm going to talk about it in the next slide. Okay, the first special activity that they have in this day, which will usually happens in the afternoon, is the visiting an Iranian tea house and enjoy the atmosphere. Tea is the main warm drink in Iran, and the tea houses are places that you have the chance to meet with lots of local people and get to know their traditions. You can see the picture of that. This is a very, very old tea house here. Chahe Haj Mirza, we call it. And then you can have a cup of tea here, and you can see that it has been decorated with lots of teapots and different kind of things that have been in a way connected with the tea and the customs and the traditions. So many of the tourists love being here for some time. Once you are just drinking your tea, you can look around, and there are lots of things to see and visit. Okay, let's go to the next special activity. Okay, the second special activity that will happen in day 4 in Isfahan in the afternoon or evening is the walking tour to Chaharbagh Street. Recently, Chaharbagh Street is only the place for walking. In previous times, maybe 1 year or 2 years ago, there are lots of cars, just passing by. But these times, at the time I'm talking to you, it is something like 1 year that it has been converted only for the walking. No cars are allowed to pass this street. So you can see very small vans offering some coffees or things like this, or it has lots of trees. Maybe you can see the people riding the bicycle here, or walking. There are also some shops in two parts of the street. So it is one of the first places for promenades, which were built in the beginning of 17th century. This Chaharbagh Street, on the past. Nowadays, there are delicious street foods and wonderful cafes along this event. So this is the way, I mean, this is the street that you can walk there and have a special afternoon or evening there. It has its own beauties in spring and summer. Also very, very nice in autumn and fall, as you can see the picture. There are lots of colors because of the trees, because of different kind of trees that it has. It is very, really colorful and nice. Let's go to the next slide. We have another full day Isfahan city tour. The visits that they are going to, the clients, the tourists are going to visit are, first of all, it is the Jami Mosque of Isfahan. It is the living testimony of the evolution of Iranian architecture in the Islamic period. Then they will through the Armenian quarter to visit a church. There are 2 or 3 churches there, and then they will visit one of the churches, and then also they can walk through the Armenian quarter. They will see lots of cafes, and you can feel the atmosphere that this quarter is a little bit different from the other parts of, other traditional parts of Iran or Isfahan, because it is the Armenian quarter. You may have the chance to see the people also there, the Armenian people also there. We have 2 very special bridges, Siosepol Bridge and Khaju Bridge. Siosepol Bridge is the resting majesty over the widest park of Zayande Rud and the longest river of central Iran. And then we have Khaju Bridge, a luxurious bridge deriving its inspiration from and enhancing many of the features of Siosepol. Khaju Bridge, the visit to the Khaju Bridge, it can be happen also in the morning, but it will be usually in the evening, because in the evening there are lots of people. You can see the picture of Khaju Bridge here. There are lots of people. The singers, let's say, the local singers, who will gather together in these very special places, and they start singing. So visiting Khaju Bridge in the evening will be very nice, because you can see so many local people staying there, singing, clapping hands, and they are happy in a way there. So even if the tour leads you to visit the Khaju Bridge in the morning, it would be very interesting also to visit it in the evening, where it is dark. The lights are on, and then you can see these singing and local singing people and atmosphere. Let's go to the next slide, which is the special activities. Okay, in this day, again, we have 2 special activities. The first one is visiting an Iranian local traditional bread bakery to see how the bread will produce in Iranian way. They will have a cook making it, and they will have a chance to taste fresh bread just taken out from the oven. It will mostly happen in the Armenian quarter. We have, as you know, Iran is also rich in providing the bread and different. We have different kind of breads. So, in the Armenian quarter, there is a bakery that they could go there. With the group, and they will visit how the process of making this. Maybe a little bit of cooperation with the baker, and then they will have the fresh and hot bread just came out of the oven. The second special activity they have is the local family dinner. It is the best chance to get familiar with Iranian culture and also taste the Persian flavor in a memorable night. They will gather together in a local family, with a local family, and they will taste the food. Of course, they will speak English, but they have the guide. There's the guide available there. It would be a very good chance to get to know them. To be very close to the Iranian culture and to the Iranian home. I mean, you are at the home of one of the Iranians, so it will be very good. I mean, tasting the foods, the special foods. Actually, the food that you can find it here, you cannot find it in the restaurants. I cannot say you cannot find it, but it is different from the one that you will taste it in the restaurants. It is mother. It is something like mother cooking, we say. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, day 6. They will depart Isfahan for Yazd. Depart Isfahan for Yazd, and when they get there, it is only 325 kilometers, something like 4 hours. They will get to Yazd. And then, because they only have one night in Yazd, upon arrival in Yazd, the visits will be started. They will visit Jami Mosque of Yazd, a 14th century masterpiece crowned with 2 lofty minarets dominated by an exquisitely tiled entrance portal. You can see the picture here. Then you have this is the Amir Chahmak Square. The Amir Chahmak Square, which is a stunning 3-story facade with rows of perfectly proportioned galleries, most photogenic around sunset and nighttime. This is the picture of Amir Chahmak Square. They visit a Zoroastrian fire temple, a temple that holds a perpetual fire maintained by hereditary male priesthood who have learned required prayers to perform rituals, duties. Yes, is really special for its Zoroastrian customs and traditions, because there are lots of Zoroastrians living there in past and even also now. You will have the chance also to visit Dolatabad Garden, which was built in 1747. The vault complex includes the country's tallest wind catchers, orchids, fountains. And the overnight will be stay in Yazd. We'll go to the next slide. Okay. We have this special activity here. Walking in the Fada neighborhood, the historical part of Yazd, which is protected by UNESCO as Patrimony of Humanity. There are Yazd, Yazd is a desertic city, we can say. And then in the Fahadam neighborhood and Fahadam area, the houses, the valleys, the alleys, they are all in term and in shapes of very old and historical part. So I mean, it is untouched. So it would be very nice to walk around this Fahadan neighborhood. And then, as you can see in the picture, this is the picture of the Fahadan neighborhood. And then these are the pictures of the roof. So you may have the chance to go in one of the roofs and then see the very, very nice view of this city. And also maybe to have, because Yazd is famous for its pomegranate also, a fresh pomegranate juice or something like this, if on time. Also from here, you can have a very, very nice view of the sunset. So it would be important to be here in the right time. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. This is the day that you will leave Yazd for Kerman. Now we are getting near and near to the highlight of the tour. Departure from Yazd heading to Kerman, and upon arrival in Kerman, we will check in to the hotel, and in the afternoon we have the Kerman city tour. The Kerman city tour will have the visit of Jami Mosque of Kerman, the well-preserved 14th century monument with 4 lofty Ivans of shimmering blue tiles and no minarets, extensively modernized during the Safavid period and later on. And the overnight will stay in Kerman. So Jami Mosque of Kerman, have also other, I mean, there are other areas around there. The bazaars will be also there. So you will have the chance to walk around the bazaars and also enjoy the atmosphere of Kerman. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, now this is the day. Day 8, you will leave Kerman to have the excursion to Mahan and Shahdad desert. So in the morning, we depart to Mahan city. Along the way, just very near to Mahan, you have Shazde Garden. You have the Mausoleum of Shah Nematullah Wali, which is a famous Sufi dervish built in the early 15th century, and it is famous for its blue dome and the 7 Indian doors, giving access to buildings, some inlaid with ivory. Then this will be the historical visits finished here, and then we continue our way to visit the Shahdad Desert. Shahdad Desert, we will see the calots and the wonderful sandy shapes created by wind or water erosions. After visiting Shahdad Desert, we will drive back to Kerman. Now, I just want to give you a detailed description about Shahdad Desert in the next slide. Yeah. Okay, first of all, let's see what we can do in Shahdad Desert. Shahdad Desert is an amazing area in the middle of the nowhere where you can enjoy your time off-roading. So with 4x4 cars, you can go deep into the, as you can see the picture, these tall rocky shapes, we call them calots. And then with 4x4 cars, you can go deep into these into the calots and enjoy the atmosphere of desert, silence, sunset, and maybe a little bit of wind. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, a very relaxing time. I mean, it could be the highlight of the tour. It is the highlight of the tour. Especially if you have never tried it before. Visiting ancient Ganat system, desert water reservoirs, Lut Desert, and Nebka Park. Reach the desert with 4-wheels drive cars in order to see the calots, yardings, and visiting the sand dunes in yardings, trekking along the corridors. Also, you will have the opportunity to see the sunset in a wonderful view. As you can see, these 4 pictures, these are, I mean, the desert is very, very, very big. So, of course, you cannot visit all of the places in all of them, but as the time permits, you will visit all these places. I mean, the Ganat system you will visit, the Yardings and Calots definitely you will visit, and with 4x4 cars you will go deep into them. You will have you will go to the top of the sand dunes, and then there you will have the chance to visit also the sunset. It's amazing there, and this is the highlight of the tour. Then you will get to the car and drive back to Kerman for overnight stay. Okay. Early in the morning of day 9, you will depart Kerman for Shiraz. And along the way, you will have one places to visit, which is Sarvis Palace, an architecturally unique 5th century AD palace with a central courtyard, 3 avans, and a vast square-based dome chamber and long, narrow rooms. Of course, it has been destroyed. I mean, not destroyed. This is the shape of the Sarvastan Palace. It is, unique. It belongs to the 5th century, so it is very old and, of course, worth to visit. Then we will continue the way to Shiraz and transfer to the hotel for rest and overnight stay in Shiraz. As you can see, you have 566 kilometers, so the way will be a little bit long. So after visiting that highlight, you will have a long way to get to Shiraz. Okay, now let's go to Shiraz. Okay, the first day of Shiraz will be started with an excursion. to the Persepolis World Heritage Site, the jewels of ancient Persia, the spectacular ruins that testify to the grandeur that was Persia. And then Nasser Rustam with 4 Achaemenid tombs, some Sassanid rock reliefs panel, and an Alemanid bar reliefs. So for this day, it would be amazing. I mean, this Shiraz city tour and excursion will be amazing. You will have your afternoon free. Okay, drive back to Shiraz, and you will have your afternoon free, and the overnight will stay in Shiraz in 5-star hotels. Okay, now that's the time to visit Shiraz city tour, the city of roses and nightingales. The first visit, you can see the first picture, is Natural Mulk Mosque, which is a unique mosque renowned for its architectural techniques and decorative themes. Then you will have the chance to visit also Narendra Museum, which is a pavilion richly decorated with a breathtaking combination of decorative elements. You have the tomb of Hafez, the second picture, the preeminent master of Persian lyric poetry, whose heart is filled with the love of the beloved. And then you will also have the chance to visit Ali ibn Hamza Shrine, a funerary monument in mosque in Shiraz. And then also you will stroll through the narrow streets of Vakil Bazaar, where you can find lots of spices, you can see lots of shops, I mean the carpets, you can see the handicrafts, you can see, I mean, you can completely feel the atmosphere of being in a local bazaar of Iran. And then you will have the overnight stay in Shiraz. The day after, or the very late at night, the day before, you will have, we have to say goodbye to you. And the transfer will transfer you to Shiraz International Airport based on your departure with a driver or assistant or a guide for the flight back to your country. This will be the end of the services. Or the people who would like to have also their departure flight from Tehran, and this day they will visit. They will take to the airport for the domestic flight to Tehran, and then from Tehran, we will have the transfer from the local airport to the IK International Airport, and then they will have the farewell to you. Thank you very much for your attention and for your time. We in RAD Travel are ready to receive your booking orders, and we hope that you will enjoy this presentation.
Thank you so much, Mahza.
You're welcome, dear.
It was a very nice introduction to the seating coach. And to be honest, you inspired me again. I don't know what to choose. My highlight will be, but I have a question for you. What is your highlight from the whole 12 days? When you can pick one, what is your highlight?
Definitely, it would be the visit of Shahdat Desert and Kaluts, because I love the desert, or maybe because maybe it is because of the fact that I have visited all over the country, or especially these places one by one, and then the one that I really, really miss and I would like to go again, and I am sure that I'm not getting tired of, is the visiting Shahdat Desert, because it is something that I cannot not find it anywhere.
Yes. So it's very nice that in this, I mean, in Iran, you can find so many highlights, but especially in this kind of route, you have not only the Iranian traditional, like the tea house and meeting the local people, but as well the architecture, like the Sheikh Lotfala Mosque or the Mosque are very huge in Iran, and as well the desert. So it's combine a lot of highlights. And thank you so much for the introduction.
You're welcome, dear.
Yes, and that is, I think we are done. We have no questions now. And
Okay.
when we will get some questions, I will come back to you. But so far, thank you so much,
You're
Mahsa.
welcome, dear. You're welcome, dear.
Okay, then have a good day and thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.
Ja,
Have a nice time.
vielen Dank fürs Zuhören. Schönen Tag.